One last question about the Pipedrive journey in itself, because in the beginning you said you were very revenue driven instead of anything else, and there are different ways to increase revenue, more clients, better product expansion, adjusting the prices. What was the thing that you did to, like, what was the main KPI that you improved over time to also make more revenue so that it became the business it was? I think it's attached to the question that I asked before, but a bit more about when you think about making revenue, what was the part that you looked at? Pricing, product expansion, more customers. What was it?
By the way, yes, one thing as well. I think that we changed our pricing at least 6 times. And if I mean changed, it mean increased. And in the beginning, we was very afraid. It was like, oh my God, they will go away and shout. And we managed to do that without huge revolution. We had global pricing, which means that we had two opposites of the world. We had Indian clients who was very vocal that it's freakingly too expensive. But we also learned that for Americans, if the price feels cheap, they don't trust you. So we actually needed to increase to being given that. But I think that what really we changed that we was moving step by step to the mid market, meaning that average revenue per client was continuously improving and growing up. There was a two ways. The first, uh, some of the clients was growing with us. First they joined, they added 2 people. Then they added they hired 5 more people and so on. So one thing. But second thing, we started to attract bigger clients. And this was the key is that, you will have companies with 50 seats or like 100 seats. But you need to do it in the pace that it would not destroy basically your product development and company. And this was maybe it wasn't like, hey, we grew 10 times, but it was more like every quarter it was growing like few percent and so on. But if you look annually, oh, very, very meaningful thing. And we also saw that country matrix was different. Like I definitely remember that lifetime value of German clients was highest in the world. And it felt that if somebody from Germany makes decision to being a paid customer, it's a higher commitment than other countries. Like in Brazil was maybe lower. It was continuously like, oh, I'm leaving and so on. And other thing which helped was like, if you're working with two small clients like micro businesses, there are very high churn of anyway, less closing down the doors. What we managed to do as well is that if you even we fired or closed down the company, you will end up in new company and you took your know-how and skills with you, and that's exactly helps that they was just joining as a company but was something to use. So the number one thing was exactly growing the average revenue per client, just moving more to the up and being sure that we can deliver them. So what we did, we invested to the modern customer support. So we had exactly people who one moment was like, okay, this is your personal contact with you and so on. It always know your case, it can help you and so on. And I believe that this was the change when we put huge effort into customer support, and it paid off. We had even rule that every new person who joins the company in the onboarding in first week have to be not the first but second week have to work in customer support just to understand what people are finding problem and so on, and in investing to that heavily, putting efforts that we reply and everybody in support understand and can help, paid off heavily. And we had, by the way, just a interesting example that some of the people who built that amazing thing stuff left the company and started their own company, which is Klaus, and they are building a tool how you can run your customer support team and knowing who are good in the team and not. So and they have actually, I think that they have fundraised, and I think the last 2 rounds was led by German VCs.